Hello everyone. Today we're looking at one of these. This is a Motorola DigiFlip. Now don't be fooled by the fancy name. This is inherently just a Motorola International 5200. The only difference is that these are gray, whereas the normal 5200s, which I have here, are all black. This one actually is in very good condition. This is basically, it's got a Telstra battery on the back. This is basically the same phone, just in black. And these were the first microTAC digital flip phones that came out, that Motorola brought out. The DigiFlip was just a rebadge that Vodafone introduced with their tariff called MetroCall. I do actually have the original MetroCall SIM. It's gold in color. I don't have it to hand. It's in the box with the other 300 or 400 SIM cards that I have. I ain't dug it out yet. But anyway, so this is GSM 900, so this will still, you can still use this on today's GSM networks in Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Far East and the Middle East. This phone will not operate or is not compatible with networks and cellular providers in America, Canada, pretty much in Americas, North and South and Canada. This will not operate on. So let's take a look inside. Now the box says you got a handset, SIM card, rapid mains charger, rechargeable battery, user video, and guides. Unfortunately, the user video and guides somehow got misplaced. I have no idea why, because I would keep it all together, but I don't have it. I had a look in the box and I was a bit annoyed because it's not complete. It is still complete, but it's incomplete in my view. Anyway, so these were available through Vodafone exclusively, as you can clearly see there. So let's take a look inside when you and see what you got when you bought one of these back in the day. This phone is from about 1993, Oh, I've just damaged that. Never mind. This phone is from about 93, 94, possibly even 1992. I have about 3 or 4 of these, probably actually nearer 5 of these, because I got a whole bunch of these labeled up as Vodafone DigiFlips. I actually forgot I had a boxed one. I was rummaging through storage today, and I thought, I'll do a video about one of these, because I don't think many people have seen a box for one of these. Certainly, I actually forgot I had it. But anyway, the good thing about these phones, this DigiFlip, is that they were never locked to the provider. They were never locked to Vodafone. Whereas nowadays, you get smartphones and all your modern day phones that are on contract or even on pay-as-you-go or prepay, they're locked to a provider. So if you buy a Vodafone phone, it's locked to Vodafone. You can't use a Verizon SIM card in it. You can't use a Sprint SIM card in it. Likewise, if you're in America and you buy a Sprint or a T-Mobile phone, you can only use T-Mobile SIM cards in it. You can't put a Verizon or a Telus SIM card from Canada into a T-Mobile phone because the phones are locked. This phone stems from an era where there was no such locks, which makes these actually really sought after. A lot of people want these because much later when they did the 7200 and the 7500, they started getting clever with the phones and started messing around and locking it. This one is in remarkable condition. I bought this off a guy who said he bought it for his grandfather, and the grandfather never actually really sort of learned how to use it. So this still has the original cellophane. I know it's a bit dirty and whatnot, but I don't actually think this phone has had much use at all because it is immaculate in every shape and form. I think back then the MetroCall, which this was the tariff that they sold you the handset with, the call charges were absolutely extortionate. I mean, you really needed to be pretty rich to afford to make calls. So a lot of these MetroCall phones actually are in remarkable condition because people never used them. They just used them, for emergencies. But anyway, you got a nice little manual. You got the phone, obviously, which we'll look at in a second. And you got a nice desktop desktop cradle. This is the usual micro tag. In fact, I would say actually this is brand new, because even the plastic on it's not been disturbed. I would say this is actually brand new. Well, certainly the charger looks brand new. He did say he never used it. I sort of took that with a pinch of salt. And then you got obviously the wall charger for it. And this is quite heavy. This is an actual transformer. Actually, that doesn't look like it's been used either. You can tell that has not been undone. So actually, unless he's charged it just like this, actually I don't think this has actually seen any usage whatsoever, which is really strange, because back in those days this phone was not cheap to purchase. I actually had one of these for my own, for myself as a personal cell phone, and it was not cheap to run. And then of course you got the battery. This has the original nickel cadmium battery. Everybody knows that I'm not a fan of nickel cadmiums, because they really don't hold their charge. It'd be interesting to see if you can actually charge this, because is this actually still sealed? It is. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see if this battery actually takes a charge, because this is immaculate as well. I mean, this has not got any scratches on it whatsoever. So maybe this has never actually been charged. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out if this does take a charge, because I will eat my own hair if it does after all this time. This phone is, like I said, from about 92, 93. This was one of the very first sort of hand portable phones that they launched when they launched GSM. And yeah, I mean, these were sort of the really upmarket phones back then. You know, that's what they were sold as. So these were not cheap to buy, to say the least. So I'm just going to move that out the way, and I'm going to slap a good battery on. Let's see if I can get a good battery. I think this is a charged battery. I do have a few batteries here out of shot, but I don't think these are charged. Just literally pulled these out of a box from storage. So with a bit of luck, this should power on, which it does. I'll tell you what, I am going to remove this, because actually maybe not. Yeah, I'll remove that. There you go. Brand new phone, people. Brand new phone, and it's left, unfortunately, a little bit of glue on that. I'll get rid of that later with a bit of deodorant. Deodorant always works for getting rid of the gluey muck. But anyway, this is immaculate. Like I said, I'm gonna throw a SIM card in there. This is a Sainsbury's SIM card. This is one that I've just picked up. Will that go in? Yes, it will. That I've just picked up. It's another test SIM card. And actually, I mean, you see how quick that's picked up service as well. These phones were really basic. There's no security check or anything. And in fact, I think if this has never been used, I don't think the lock code has even been changed on it. So you got a menu, pretty basic, general. You got interface. You got call monitor. Call restriction, secure, which is security settings, obviously, options, I guess some other options, SMS, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I mean, let's try and change some things around. Interface, it's always nice to play around with one of these. So ringer, you got on and off. Keypad tones on and off. Notepad tones on and off. A notepad is basically when you're in a call and you put someone else's number in. Someone dictates a number and you put it in while you're on the call. So notepad tones, that would be it. Long DTMF tones. Pin. Oh, this has got the pin even switched off. Language. What you got in language? You got English, Dutch, which is German. Dance, which is Danish, Francais, which is French, Italiano, which is Italian, obviously, Espanol, which is Spanish, Svenska, I think that's Swedish actually. Nederlands, which is Dutch, just came back from IBC a week or two ago. Portuguese is obviously Portuguese. Suomi is, I think, Finnish. Norsk, maybe that's Norwegian actually. That looks like Greek. I can't pronounce that. And English. So actually, you got quite a few languages, which is interesting because this was just a Vodafone UK cell phone. So anyway, I'm going to leave that in English because otherwise I'm going to struggle to read the menu. So going back to the menu then real quick. Interface, I'm not sure what that does. Oh, we had that already, didn't we? So call monitor, what we got in here? 1 minute audible tone. Yeah, so they actually had a 1 minute audible tone in the earpiece to tell you that you were coming up to a minute. The audible tone actually, it was an audible sound in the earpiece 50 seconds into a call, so that you knew that you were approaching that 1 minute. That's how expensive it was to run your phone back in those days. There was no included airtime. There was no included free messaging. There was not even voicemail, man. I don't think this tariff even had voicemail back in those days. So repeat audible. So that would obviously be every minute. It would tell you how many minutes you've been on the phone. One-time audible, that's obviously self-explanatory. Auto monitor displays, that would presumably have a timer when you're on a call. Display call timers, let's do that. Individual, so zeros. Is there a life timer? Total reset, oh no, so this has used 7 minutes 38 of service. This has used for a 25-year-old phone. That's pretty damn impressive. Home roam, reset, total commuter, so 7 minutes 50 it's used. It's done 7 minutes and 50 seconds of total call time. That's not hours, that's minutes and seconds, believe it or not. If it was hours, it would actually have another, it would either have another 2 columns or it would just display it in minutes. So 300 minutes would be 5 hours and so forth. Anyway, going through the menu real quick. I'm not going to bore you guys because certainly not everyone likes their microtext. I love my microtext. So what else we got? Secure. Let's go into that. Change unlock code. I'm not sure what the unlock code is on this, but you need the security code, which I don't have. You know what? What might be a good idea actually is to see if I can get the actual security code. Unless I can guess it, which might be all zeros. Yeah, oh, so the unlock code's 123. There you go. So not even 4 digits of unlock code. This is a 3-digit unlock code phone. The 7200 and 7500 and the later models of this obviously had 4-digit codes. This has still got a 3-digit lock code, which you could obviously easily crack if, because you only got 999 combinations possible. So what else can I show you quickly? So secure options. What do we got in that? Battery save mode. And that's it. And that's your lot. One option, battery save mode. And that's it pretty much. Neat little phones. They got a couple of volume buttons up in there. The way to change the ringer on these is to press the up key and then up and down decreases the volume of the ringer. The ringer on this is up here. This is obviously where the sound comes. Got a pull-out antenna, and this is actually brand new. This, you can feel that's really tight when you pull it out. The antenna, of course, this bit is just plastic. The real antenna actually, and I'm not sure I can get this off. I won't risk it, but it's a little tiny coil in here. Check out the other video. You got a mic hole up here, and that's pretty much it. The thing to slide the SIM card out. And that's your lot, really. Real neat phones. If you can get one of these, get it, because these are very rare. The 5200s and the 7200s and the 7500s, and all the ones after that, the 88, the 82, the 84, the 87, the 88, and the 8900s, they're all pretty common. These DigiFlips aren't very common at all. I mean, I've got 3 or 4 of them, but that's through collecting for many years. And I have my original one, not this one, the actual one I used back in the day. So I actually quite like this phone. But if you do see one of these, pick it up, because chances are you can throw any GSM 900 cellular provider SIM in it, and it will pick up service, and you will be able to make calls, place and receive calls. So it does receive text messaging, which is what this is. Actually, I will quickly show you that. So to retrieve, you'd have to go into here. It's got 23 new. Those are all stored on the SIM card, I guess. So this is just junk by the looks of it. So yeah, but I don't think you can send messages. This just receives it. Not too sure what all this junk is. Clearly, this is not reading the message properly, because this is just gobbledygook. All right, well, we'll cancel that. But anyway, to store the number, let's have a look. I don't remember how to store it, but let's try it. Let's just do 0800 111 555. And I think it's just M plus. Is it? Maybe not. How do you store a number on here? I'm not even sure. M plus? No. I guess not. That's real annoying. Oh, enter name. So yeah, I guess. Okay, so M plus. No, this is not storing numbers. Well, I do have the manual, so I can actually read up on it and show you guys if you really want. I do know how to store in this. I just don't remember. To be fair, it's been a while since I've actually fired one of these up, or even the 7200s or the 7500s. But neat little phone. If you can get yourself one of these, definitely get yourself one. Batteries still are available if you know where to look. They're actually not that scarce. But you need to get yourself an extended one, because these phones are a bit battery hungry. So, but anyway, give me the thumbs up if you like the phone or the video. You got any questions? Drop me a comment. I'll try and answer as best as I can. I'm not a Motorola expert by any means, but I do have a lot of cell phones. I've been collecting for a while. So give me a thumbs up, as I said, if you like the video, and like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, that is. And a big shout out again to everybody who saw me a couple of weeks ago. I keep getting emails about that people want shout outs. There you go. There you have it. You know, a lot of respect goes out to people who took the time to say hello and shake my hand. And they obviously twigged that I was the guy off YouTube with the brick phone, because I was carrying a brick phone at IBC in Amsterdam a couple of weeks back. So, but anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.